Hey guys, this is Melissa Bachman. Are you ready to stop spooking deer before it's even time to hunt them? Then you need the new Flex S Dark cellular trail camera from SpyPoint. With a no-glow flash option, long-lasting solar power, and a ton of settings that can be changed anytime through the SpyPoint app, there are no more excuses for letting your deer get wise before the season even starts. So check it out for yourself and see why the SpyPoint Flex S Dark is the unstoppable and undetectable scouting tool you need for your next hunt.
Bow hunting all comes down to a moment. And in the moment, you want equipment on your bow that will get the job done. Trophy Ridge products are the tools bow hunters trust. React Technology sights, rests, stabilizers, and quivers to help a bow hunter be successful in the field. And those tools are from Trophy Ridge.
Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hunting Stories Podcast, The Hunter's Brief, for the week of September 1st, 2025. I'm your host Michael, bringing you the most current, credible stories at the intersection of hunting, wildlife, conservation, public lands, ethics, poaching, and legislation. This week, a push to scrap the roadless rule, new hunting access on national wildlife refuges, sage grouse plan updates, wildflower closures that could change your opening weekend plans, EHD flaring in the mid-Ohio Valley, and a wild hoax that wasted a lot of law enforcement time. Buckle up and let's get into it. Feds move to rescind 2001 roadless rule. The Trump administration opened the process to rescind the roadless area conservation rule, which currently limits road building and logging on 58 to 59 million acres of national forests. The USDA says the Forest Service will prepare an environmental impact statement and is taking public comment through September 19th. If you guys have an opinion on this one way or another, I have put a link in the show notes so that you can leave your public comment, and I do think it is important that you do. But conservation groups like the Center of Biological Diversity blasted the move, while outlets from Alaska to Texas highlighted potential local impacts. For hunters, roadless areas are safeguards, big blocks of intact habitat, and they limit fragmentation. Rescission could change access patterns, timber activity, and pressure on wildlife. Whether you see more roads as management flexibility or habitat loss depends on your vantage point, but the stakes for backcountry hunters are real. If you love quiet trailheads, this one's louder than a thermos lid at first light. Congress advances rollbacks on drilling and mining limits, and sage grouse implications too. The House used the Congressional Review Act to repeal late Biden-era land management plans that restricted energy development in parts of Alaska, Montana, and North Dakota. Supporters frame it as unleashing resources, while critics warn of fast-tracking coal, oil, and gas projects. Meanwhile, BLM signaled separate updates that could expand drilling in areas used by the greater sage grouse. This matters because changes to energy footprints on public land can ripple through mule deer, winter range, sage grouse licks, and access. Hunters may want to watch the comment windows and map closely. If the sage grouse could testify, they'd ask for a quieter neighborhood. More on the sage grouse. The BLM reopens public comment on sage grouse plan amendments across 8 different states. The BLM is seeking input on revisions to its sage grouse management plans covering California, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, and Wyoming, with comments due October 3rd. Again, link in the show notes. Agriculture and energy interests want fewer restrictions. Wildlife groups want stronger habitat safeguards. For sportsmen and women, sage country equals pronghorn, mule deer, and upland opportunities beyond just sage grouse. And what happens in the plan will shape roads, surface use, and habitat treatments for years. Speak now, or forever chase birds near a drill pad. Colorado stabbing of seasonal park ranger, discussed earlier on this podcast, was an elaborate hoax, say authorities. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office secured a warrant for a seasonal Colorado Parks and Wildlife ranger after determining a reported stabbing at Staunton State Park was fabricated. Coverage detailed the manhunt, false description of a suspect, and felony counts. Agencies say the hoax diverted significant resources and rattled the community. For hunters and other public land users, it's a stark reminder that credibility and ethics matter, on and off the field. When your story has more holes than your waders, it's probably not waterproof. Running an outdoor business is a grind. One day you're glassing ridgelines or running dogs, the next you're tuning gear or working to keep the land wild. And somewhere in between, you're expected to fill calendars, move product, and keep your name alive. That's where the Ignite Marketing Group comes in. They work with outfitters, gear brands, and conservation groups to tell your story the way it deserves to be told, and to put it in front of the people who live for this lifestyle. Imagine a website that doesn't just sit there but actually books hunts. Imagine campaigns that don't feel like ads, but like a buddy passing along a tip. Imagine your story reaching more hunters, anglers, and outdoor enthusiasts who get it and who want it. That's what Ignite does. No gimmicks, no flash, just real growth for people who belong in the outdoors. Don't just market, ignite it. Learn more at ignitemarketinggp.com/outdoors. Hey hunters, have you ever had one of those stories, the ones that you didn't want to tell, the ones that end in failure? Yeah, I've been there. Actually, you know what? The culprit for me usually is bad optics, or worse, lack of using my optics at all. Picture this. I spot a trophy buck, or an antelope, or an elk, whatever it may be. My heart is racing, but the blurry view, or I just can't quite identify exactly what I'm looking at, it has me second guessing. Well, that's where Vortex Optics comes in. With crystal clear glass and rugged durability, Vortex gives you the confidence to take the shot. Don't let poor optics ruin your story. Make every moment count. Upgrade to Vortex and turn your hunting tales into triumphs. Visit vortexoptics.com today. Here's a story brought to you by actually one of our listeners. Episodic hemorrhagic disease, or EHD, is killing deer in southeast Ohio and West Virginia counties. Wildlife agencies and local outlets confirmed EHD in deer along the Ohio River corridor, including Ohio's Athens, Washington, and Meigs counties, and West Virginia's Wood, Jackson, Pleasants, and Ritchie counties. EHD is a midge-borne and can spike in late summer heat. Officials stress it's not a human health risk, but localized die-offs can be dramatic. My contact in that area says that the entire area smells like rotting corpses, and the whitetail population will be suffering for years. For whitetail hunters, monitor agency updates, report sightings, and expect pockets of lower deer density this fall in affected areas. The only thing worse than August skeeters is what they can carry. Pennsylvania's Sunday hunting expansion, what's open and where? Following July's repeal of the statewide ban, the Game Commission adopted 13 Sunday hunting dates this fall. State parks will allow 3 select Sundays, while state forests allow all Game Commission-approved Sundays. For Keystone State hunters balancing family work and woods time, this is a big access win. Just mind the location-specific rules and private land permission requirements. Tell your in-laws you suddenly love Sunday roasts in camp. Alaska issues emergency order adjusting a moose quota. ADF&G issued a fresh emergency order today, setting a fall harvest quota of 27 bull moose in a western Alaska unit to maintain management objectives. Emergency orders like this can shorten or otherwise constrain seasons if quotas are met quickly. Translation? Alaska hunters mind the EO page and be ready to pivot. In Alaska, the weather isn't the only thing that closes things early. Dove openers across the heartland. Check your local notes. Multiple states have flagged dove season openers and reminders. Arizona spotlighted urban edge opportunities. Kansas and Missouri highlighted public fields and dates. Connecticut posted a consolidation guide. This matters because dove is the gateway hunt for many newcomers, and a good crowd management and safe shots, ethical retrieves, and picking up spent holes keeps these fields open. Hunt like someone's watching, because the doves definitely are. Bloodvein First Nation in Manitoba bars non-Indigenous hunters on its lands. The Bloodvein First Nation announced it will bar non-Indigenous hunters from its traditional territory along Lake Winnipeg, citing over-harvest concerns and food security. Signs and blockades preceded the moose season this year. Manitoba Wildlife Federation criticized the move as unlawful on public lands, while Indigenous sources stress stewardship and treaty rights. For traveling hunters, this is a pivotal access and ethics story. Expect legal and political follow-ups, and check provincial and local guidance before planning. The moose aren't the only ones navigating complex boundaries. One final story for the day brought to us by actually one of our listeners, but Idaho files complaint against hunter Ryan Lampers for multiple wildlife violations. In September 2025, Idaho prosecutors lodged an 8-count criminal complaint against Ryan Lampers. He's accused of several serious offenses, including grand theft by deception, which allegedly falsely claiming a wolf killed occurred in a high payout unit to collect $2,000 from Foundation for Wildlife Management. That figure actually exceeds the legitimate payout by $1,250. Lampers also faces charges related to the unlawful possession of a mule deer buck scored as a Boone and Crockett trophy, alleged to have been taken during a closed season without a valid tag. Additional charges include hunting a mountain lion without proper tag, possession or transporting illegally taken game, and falsifying multiple big game mortality reports. Authorities have requested a bench warrant to bring Lampers before the court. If convicted, he could face prison time, substantial fines, restitution, and potentially a suspension of revocation of his hunting privileges. This matters because this case strikes at the core of fair chase ethics and trust between hunters, funding programs, and wildlife agencies. When influencers or public-facing hunters face serious allegations, it risks eroding public confidence in both the sport and conservation efforts. If you're aiming for backcountry respect, mixing misinformation with your trophy won't just shoot your chance, it could nail your license too. That's the brief for this week. If you found it useful, hit subscribe, share it with your hunting crew, and drop us feedback so we can keep dialing it in. And don't miss our Monday storytelling episodes. We'll bring a campfire-worthy tale that still has something to teach. Hunt hard, hunt ethically, and keep standing up for wildlife and public lands.
Join us at a Friends of NRA event where freedom, fun, and firearms come together like nowhere else. With more than 600 events held across the country, there's always one happening near you. From exciting games to exclusive auctions featuring one-of-a-kind firearms and gear you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're a lifelong hunter, a competitive shooter, or simply passionate about defending freedom, there is a seat for you. Visit friendsofnra.org to find an event near you and get ready for a night you won't forget. Join us at a Friends of NRA event where freedom, fun, and firearms come together like nowhere else. With more than 600 events held across the country, there's always one happening near you. From exciting games to exclusive auctions featuring one-of-a-kind firearms and gear you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're a lifelong hunter, a competitive shooter, or simply passionate about defending freedom, there is a seat for you. Visit friendsofnra.org to find an event near you and get ready for a night you won't forget.